Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 8 of the 30-day Body, Mind, and Spirit Challenge. Right now, you're probably feeling like, I can't go on. Yeah, you can. Today, I want to share a little bit of knowledge with you. We've already covered some sacred geometry and some Aquaware 5 technology. Today, I want to talk about unlimiting your thinking, thereby unlimiting your potential in the world. And as you move through this 30-day body, mind, and spirit challenge, you're going to be presented with information that comes from some extraordinarily high vibrational people. They are masters in what they do, what they deliver, and what they teach. But more importantly, as you listen to them and as you practice techniques that we're showing you, you are raising your octaves. You're reaching the higher vibration. You're reaching these higher frequencies. And as you do so, your body's going to undergo some changes. All right, there might be a little bit of detoxing. On the low end of the detox spectrum, you might feel a little bit lethargic. You might have some skin rashes. Your eyes might get red. You might feel tired. On the higher end of the spectrum, you'll come on with flu-like symptoms that could put you, out for a day or two in bed. But, I don't perceive any of that actually on the higher end of the spectrum happening. So today I want to talk a little bit about unlimiting your thinking, thereby unlimiting your potential. A little over 10 years ago, I had my wake-up experience. It happened on August 8th, 2004 at 2:37 p.m. in the afternoon. How do I remember that exact time? Well, prior to my wake-up experience, I was very self-absorbed. I didn't care about my neighbors. I didn't care about anything except for my family unit. And I saw the world as very black and white my entire life. When my wake-up experience was delivered, it happened at the speed of thought. Okay? Right after that moment, I saw the world in 1080p high-def color. That's the radical difference from black and white to high-def that I experienced. And over time, my cognitive abilities changed, my thinking patterns changed, and I was very quickly able to unlimit my thinking, thereby unlimiting my potential. Now, over a decade later, products and services from the MDM team are off the chart. Software for 10 years, you experienced Aquaware 5, you're going to experience the other products in the coming days. Energy sessions with people, group workshops with large amounts of people, teleseminar series that I've done over the last couple of years, dozens of them, delivering amazing energy to people. And then, of course, this year, the physical line of products are Harmonic Field Amplifier, A New Way to Travel, and the Harmonic Field Amplifier Plus for home and office. These are all constructs, okay, that were born of brilliance because long ago I was able to unlimit my thinking, thereby unlimiting my potential. Think about this, folks. A child sees the world as beautiful and absolutely magical, okay? And then as that child grows into a toddler, adolescent, teenager, and so on, we are bombarded with conditioning to think a certain way so we can exist in this reality and move through society. Everything that I create and do and teach and push into the world is born of love. It is all done with a very childlike energy, and part of this unlimiting your thinking, unlimiting your potential, is this childlike energy that just comes on. And when it's done out of love, the universe takes notice and allows you to create. Okay, just remember, everything that you are doing in this 30-day challenge is a choice. Okay, all of it is very high vibrational, and all of it is geared to help you unlimit your thinking. Remember, folks, the fab diet that lasts for 3 days, the gym equipment that you buy and is now in your closet and you hang a hat on, the gym memberships that we all get and, we use for a month, but we pay for a year. This entire 30-day challenge is designed from the ground up, is done with love. It's totally done with thinking that's way radically outside the box. It's being brought to you because every one of these professionals can and is willingness to donate their time to help you move to the higher octaves. have mind clarity, to challenge your body in ways you've probably never seen before, to lift your spirit and bring all of these into balance. And part of that balance, you're here for a reason. You're here to clarion call. You saw a YouTube commercial. Your friend told you about it. It just came to you. You did a YouTube search for something, but it led you to this moment. And this is your time to shine. It's your time to reach the higher octaves. It's your time to unlimit your thinking, thereby unlimiting your potential. And, I can't promise you the world, but I will promise you this. If you listen, understand, ask questions about these videos that are being produced. This is day 8. Every day it builds upon the day before. It gets a little bit, higher vibe, gets a little bit more. You will change your life for the better. When the body, mind, and spirit are absolutely in balance, beautiful things happen in your life. Unlimit your thinking, thereby unlimiting your potential. Thank you.
And hey there, Reno Soriano here, the Conscious Health Alchemist, day 8 on your 30-day holistic health challenge. And I have another one of my fun food, fantastic recipes tonight. I'm going to make for you my beefy cheesy mac. Now this is kind of a spin on macaroni and cheese, and I'm throwing in some meat to kind of make it have more sustenance. And I'm also using gluten-free pasta because I'm not fond of durum semolina pasta. There's too many issues with durum semolina. It's hybridized and it harbors mold. And so a lot of people have candida and yeast issues in their systems. And when you eat that, it's going to aggravate that. So I recommend completely get off of all regular pasta, switch to gluten-free. And I have a brand here that's fantastic. I used to have this at my restaurant. People were like, how does this taste so good and it's gluten-free? Well, because it's a great product, and so that's what I'm using tonight. So I'm going to roll with the recipe, but just follow me here. But basically, I start off with fatty ground beef, and at Whole Foods, I go to Whole Foods and get to 78%. That's the fattiest to have. If they had fattier, I would get that, but because as I said in the last video, is the fatty cuts of meats are actually the healthiest. So I start off with ground beef. For today's video, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm putting some organic chopped onions, very small cut up that I chopped up a few minutes earlier. Okay, and so for other purposes, you can also add peppers, poblano peppers. You can add a few other things in here, basil, parsley. You can add some cilantro, but for tonight's purposes, I'm going to keep this recipe pretty simple, just so you can taste it and you see that it's going to knock your socks off regardless. So, okay, so we're going to start off with onions. I throw my onions on here, okay, and then all I do is I throw the meat on top of that, and then I'm going to work the beef. Okay, I'm going to work this beef into the onions and kind of make sure that all the meat gets a little bit of onion. What happens when this cooks? The onions get real soft and it releases its flavor into the ground beef. And so onions, and you can also add garlic in here. Like I said, tonight I'm just keeping it really simple so I can roll as fast as possible with this video. So I just keep adding and mashing up, kind of like you're kneading some dough, yeah. And then what I also do is I roll in. This is Himalayan pink salt. This is my #1 favorite. It's yummy, high vibe stuff, and it's going to make your food taste awesome. So I recommend going very generous on this, okay? Because what happens as the meat cooks, it's going to release water and it's going to lose some of its saltiness. So I go very generous, and then I roll in with onion powder, and this is Whole Foods' onion powder, and I'm getting down to the bottom. There is some left, hopefully, yes, a little bit, just a little bit. And onion powder works really well. Garlic powder I would not recommend. Garlic powder has a little bit of a bitter after flavor. I'm not fond of it. If you're going to use garlic, use fresh garlic and throw in some cloves. Okay, so I'm going to work that salt in, and then the onions will continue to incorporate here. So what you want to do, I need to bring this point out. When you cook meat, red meat, always well done. Do not ever have rare or medium rare. It's not healthy. It harbors parasites. Did you get what I just said? Any rare meat is going to harbor parasites, which then, if it goes into you rare, guess what? You're going to harbor parasites. And a lot of people have parasitic issues. And if you have hormonal irregularities or you're having issues with weight, the worst thing you can do is eat rare, because parasites will be one of the factors of why you cannot lose weight. So I'm only one of very few people on this planet that knows this. Parasites cause all sorts of dysfunctions in your body, and they will make losing weight very challenging. They're going to dump their waste into you, and you're not going to be able to absorb nutrition and a whole bunch of stuff. So come here, look at this. When I'm done incorporating into, I just smash this, kind of like meat, dough. But I'm just going to smash this. This is like a porcelain type baking dish. I recommend glass or Pyrex or porcelain. I do not recommend those metal pans or whatever. I keep this very healthy and clean. Porcelain and glass are very healthy. There's no leaching and no funny stuff going on. So check this out. I'm just working this around the pie. It's basically a pie plate made of porcelain. Okay, so check this out. You see that? Now, what else am I going to do? I'm going to hook this thing up with so much flavor right now. And what am I going to do? And here I add this. This is pizza sauce, and this is Whole Foods brand. And for some reason, this is a fantastic product. I discovered it last year, I think, or 2 years ago, and it's yummy. So what I do is I lather this on top, okay? I'm just going to add most of this jar to the top, okay? And then what I do, I need a spoon, and watch what I do. Check this out. Look what I'm doing here. I'm lathering it all. What's this going to do? This is going to give this meat so much flavor, it's going to make it moist. Now, there's one other secret ingredient that I put on here. Because if you cook it just like this sauce is going to dry up a little bit, and it's going to taste a little too dry. And I want my meat as moist as possible. So there's a secret ingredient that I learned in my restaurant and playing around. It's called water. Okay? So what happens when I put water in here, it's going to make like its own broth sauce. And the meat, it's going to cook and it's going to bubble, and it's just going to keep the meat super moist and soft. So when you combine it with the pasta, oh my God. So here I put maybe about just a little bit, maybe about 4 ounces. Okay? All around. And yeah, I know it doesn't look, professional or whatnot. I'm not here for aesthetics. I'm here for flavor, okay? So I'm here to bling taste buds out. So here's your basic meat part of a 2-part pasta dish. So you take this, you put it in the oven at 325, and you cook it for about 35 minutes. Check on it. Remember, well done, okay? No rare. And so within 35, 40 minutes at 325, this is going to be cooked, and it's going to, oh my God, it's going to make your house smell good. On part 2, I'm going to just basically cook pasta, and I'm going to put pasta to cook now, but this is the brand. It's called Tinkyada, brown rice based pasta. This is fantastic because even if you overcook it, it still maintains its integrity. Most gluten-free pastas break apart and they taste like, well, cardboard and paper. So this is a great, fantastic brand. I had this in my restaurant, so I'm going to put this to cook. And I'll come back to you in a little bit when the meat's cooked, and we're going to put this all together. Beefy Cheesy Mac coming at you real soon. Thank you. All right, and hey there, this is Reno Soriano, the Conscious Health Alchemist. I'm back now. My meat's done. I'm going to finish this Beefy Cheesy Mac, my super yummy recipe. Okay, so the meat's done. I cooked out the pasta. You know how to cook out pasta. Very simple, but again, I use gluten-free pasta. I recommend that. The Tinkyada brand is the best. Holds well. And it does well in this dish, or any dish really, with pasta. So my meat's done. Now check this out. Look at this. This I roast it, okay, 350, and then I lowered it a little bit. But that's now, it's got all the drippings of the meat and the sauce, and it just made its own sauce. So here I'm going to put this together for you really quick. It's okay. So now the pasta I cooked out. So I'm going to put this. Come on over. I'm going to put this in the. We're going to put this together now, okay? So check this out. Okay, that's a little tight. It was actually on the burner a little bit, so I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. So check this out, okay? All right, so I'm going to put that in there. Now check out what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put the whole entire thing of the meat and drippings, everything goes in there on top, all right? So check this out. Look at all this juicy heaven. All of this goes into the pot, okay? And then I throw the meat in there as well. And it's not going to be too pretty because it's going to get messy. So like I just did, okay? No big deal. Roll with it. It's called life. And it's not, you just got to have fun. And so I throw in all that stuff inside the pot. And then I start breaking up the meat, okay? And then start mixing it with the pasta. Check this out. So now you're going to incorporate a lot of the meat. The meat takes take a little bit of time. Just smash it up because I prefer cooking the meat like that, like kind of like smashing the plate and then coming out and breaking it up. It works well and it's easy, and it's no big deal. Just take your time. And so I mash it up in little pieces, and I keep incorporating and keep tossing and turning. And as you can see now, the pasta's getting coated with all the sauce and all the yummy goodiness. And I'm going to hit this now with cheese coming up. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that I got enough small pieces here. All right, so check this out. Now come here. Now I'm going to be using Monterey Jack cheese. You can use provolone, you can use Swiss, and you can use American cheese, and you can use mozzarella. Use the softer cheeses. It works really well with this. If cheese does not serve you or you're not into cheese, you can leave it off. I would recommend them bringing basil or parsley to top this. And if you're vegan vegetarian, I'm going to hit you with a vegan vegetarian recipe coming soon. But if you are vegan vegetarian and you still want to use this recipe, you can replace the meat with pistachios, walnuts, or almonds. Okay? And so I just cut up some Monterey Jack cheese real thin, and I throw that in there. Okay? And I'm just going to make this melt. Okay? So I'm just going to keep tossing this until it melts, yeah? And as you can see, that looks really yummy, and it smells, oh my god, oh my god, my whole place smells yummy. And I'm just going to keep tossing this until the cheese completely incorporates and melts. And again, that's going to take about a minute, so give it some time. And I'm going to turn on the heat a little bit here to make this go a little faster. But as you can see, this is a big dish here and super full of flavor. And what I recommend is siding this with you want to side it with broccoli. You can tonight. I'm actually using. I got cauliflower at the farmer's market the other day, so I steamed up some cauliflower. I'm going to side that with a bunch of cauliflower and a big serving of this, and I'm set for my dinner. And I always have almost a pound of vegetables. So if you saw the portions I have, wowee! But that's what my body enjoys, is lots of veggies to side and complement this. So, and again, the cheese now has melted, and this is my beefy cheesy mac. Check that out. It's all cheesy and yum, kind of sticky. Yep. So this is a combination of macaroni and cheese, but my little spin is throwing on ground beef. So I hope you like that. It was easy. It was probably like 5 minutes of prep time. Threw the meat in the oven, put pasta on, and then I'm done. It's it takes very minimal effort to put this together, and your taste buds are going to love you. And so I'll be hitting at you soon with a new recipe coming soon with one of my Fun Food Fantastic recipes. So I'm Reno Surround. Remember, healthy body, happy soul. Make this and get back to me, okay? Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Yummy. If you could just smell this. I'm out, baby. Healthy body, happy soul. See you soon. Yeah.
Hey guys, Wendy Johns here. Thanks for joining and welcome back. I want to talk to you today about happiness. I think that's the genuine bottom line pursuit of all humans, but how do we really get there? As we grow up, we're kind of entrained to believe that once we have a certain status or a certain amount of things, or we get to do a certain amount of things, or go here, go there, acquire this and that, that will bring us happiness. And most of us, after the age of 40, we know that that simply isn't true. We have to choose to be happy right now. There really is no past and no future. That doesn't exist, and it's only the now moment. So if we project being happy on some parameters or guidelines that have to come to fruition before we are happy, then we are actually delaying happiness, and it will always be ahead of us. It will never be attainable. I once had a good friend many years back. He worked his entire life, such a great soul, but he worked his fingers to the bone and lived a very minimal life. He enjoyed a vacation from time to time, but ultimately he wanted to live his life after he retired. And so when he actually finally retired, about 6 months later, he got diagnosed with Alzheimer's and didn't live shortly thereafter. So he put his whole life virtually on hold for a future attainment that never was not promised. So we want to reel ourselves back in from a future projection, and like I said, um, requirements that we feel need to be met before we can be happy. That's simply nothing is a requirement except your decision and your intent today to be happy. And we can begin every day with embodying the very high frequency of gratitude. And whatever frequency we embody, the universe is going to reflect that same frequency back to us. So if we are driving down the road and we're having a lot of negative thoughts and we get into a negative spiral and we've lost many hours just on some negative thought loop, well, we're not going to have a good day, and everything and the relationships and the people we speak to during that day, they're just going to be minimal and maybe even negative because of the state that we are actually embodying and vibrating, literally. So one of the easiest ways to get in a state of gratitude, if you're not already there, is to create the gratitude list. Most of us have heard of it, but common knowledge is not common practice. So let's do this. Let's make this our challenge, and let's get into that state every single morning. We just list 5 things. You can list more if you want, but let's begin the day with the intention that I'm going to take responsibility for my own well-being, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to meet the day with a frequency that's going to reflect more of what I want, and that's the best way to do it. So I challenge you every morning, just 5 things over coffee. It won't take you that long to jot it down. Take a deep breath and just really feel into it. It'll set the tone for the whole day. So cheers to your happiness and your gratitude, and talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, we're back. So, this is actually day 8, Body, Mind, Spirit Challenge. My name is Jim Standish. I am the co-host, one of your co-hosts here in the Picking Up the Spiritual Pillar. And just to recap, we've been talking about breathing, and we talked about a really cool breathing exercise, a circular breathing exercise. I hope you had a chance to print out the printout. If you didn't print out the printout, at least in your notebook, you had a little notebook, and you went like this, and it says mouth, 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 nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. And this is a really, really cool circular breathing exercise that will kind of do all kinds of things for you. Now, we talked a little bit about breath and how in a lot of traditions, breath is used to move energy. And that is something we're going to be talking about down the line here in our healing work and our self-healing work. We're actually going to use breath in our own body and direct thought patterns throughout our body with our breath. But for now, first we learned, just practiced a little bit of breathing. I want you to practice a little bit of deep breathing. And now we're going to use this specific exercise. And at the end of this, I'm going to share with you an app that a friend of mine, Corey Herter, put together quite a while ago. It was actually called the G Breath, Sacred G Breath. And through my research, I found that it's actually quite old, and it goes back to the Sufi tradition. And in your printout, you'll see it's called the Elemental Breath. So let's just do this together real quick. It goes around 3 times. So it starts with mouth, mouth. You go to the 4 stations. You go around again, and you go around one more time. And then you just end with mouth, mouth at the very end. And by completing the cycles, it just do it. Don't worry about what it does. It does it. All right. Okay, guys. So we're going to start out down at the very bottom, mouth, mouth. We're going to go mouth, nose, 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 mouth, mouth, mouth. And just do this with me, okay? Now, I want you to relax. And if you want to close your eyes, sometimes I close my eyes. I know it looks goofy, but I'm going to keep my eyes open for now, just for you guys. I'll go around 3 times, and with each of your breaths, remember, deep, deep, deep breaths. We practice this. You're going to fill your lungs completely. You're going to empty your lungs completely. Okay? We're going to just do this together. We're going to start with mouth, mouth. Ready? Let's go. So, mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Last time through, nice and deep. Mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Lastly, mouth, mouth. Now, it feels pretty tingly, doesn't it? Okay. Now, that's why I wanted to practice your breathing, because this can send you for a loop without a little practice. I actually did that kind of quickly, and there are a number of ways that you can change the rhythm on this. And we may do this again a little bit later, but I just want to share some of the ways. So just practice this at an even pace, and you'll notice that, at the end of this, you're going to be a little bit lightheaded. However, if you just kind of sit, after you do the exercise, just kind of sit for a minute, and you'll find that you're in a pretty cool place. I mean, you're nice and relaxed, you're chill, and you can deal with whatever it is that you're going to be dealing with. Practice this slowly. You got breathe in really, really slowly. Another way to practice this is to actually hold your breath, and this does take a little bit of practice. But you breathe in through your mouth and hold it. Exhale. And then hold it. So empty all the lungs out of your mouth and then stay there for a second. Hold it. And then, okay. I just want you to practice with the rhythm. We're probably going to revisit this again. It's just a little tool. Put this in your little toolbox. And as time goes on, we are going to have a whole big toolbox full of tools that if you are an experienced meditator, if you're experienced with any of these things, fantastic. Hopefully, I can maybe even just add a little tweak or a little enhancement to something that you're already doing. And if this is all brand new to you, take it slowly, practice it. You will have this information for a lifetime. And some of the things that we're going to be talking about, we are going to refer back to video 2. Remember I told you about that? Yeah. Some of this stuff is so powerful that I'm just going to have to say, refer back to video 2, guys, because this stuff works. Thank you for joining me. Day 8. I will see you on day 9.
Hi, I'm Dr. Howard. Today is about models and reality. A model is a story, a fairy tale that we make up. Reality is the fairy tale that we believe is truth. Wars have been fought, people raped, tortured, and murdered to force beliefs, supposed truths on others, like in the Spanish Inquisition. However, truths tend to change. Now the earth is no longer flat. It's no longer safe to put a mercury filling into a person's mouth. Human thoughts appear to be reflected in the structure of water as it freezes. Some people with vision loss who have been medically diagnosed with macular degeneration have reported improved sight after I blessed them with intention fields designed to support sight. We all use models to define our personal reality. What we believe either restricts or permits us to participate in miracles. Bless you. Be happy and bless others.
Hey everyone, it's Donna Whittington from Peace, love, and bliss coaching. And today I want to talk about receiving. What does that even mean, receiving? Well, it means, are you able to receive? And this is one of those things, one of those topics where you have to allow your partner, your spouse, your friend, your lover, your parent, whoever, your coworker. This is where receiving comes in. And it's one of those pieces where a lot of people have a hard time receiving. And I just want to briefly touch on the whole beauty of receiving. So when you are in a relationship, and again, relationship doesn't mean that you're in the typical relationship where it's you and another person, such as your spouse. Okay, when I say relationship, I don't necessarily mean your spouse, your partner. I mean with anybody. So, because we're always in a relationship. So with receiving comes when folks are wanting to give to you. Now, most of us have grown up in a society where it's much better to give than to receive. Well, I'm here to tell you that part of the energy cycle is about receiving just as much as it is about giving. Giving, receiving, it's that cyclical, okay? It's a cycle. So when you learn how to give and receive, that right there is a beautiful thing. Okay? Allow for the people who want to gift you, or they have something for you. Allow them to do that. Don't be that person that says, "Oh no, I don't need that. I don't need help. I don't need anything. Thank you. I worked very hard at what I did and I can't possibly, have you return something for that." Time to let go of that idea, folks. It's okay to receive. Now, let's take it a step further when it comes to the relationship. In your relationship, you have to be able to receive from whoever is doing the giving. And I want to hit this really hard for you ladies. Same thing. It is important, especially for us, to receive. We are such nurturers and caregivers that it is hard for us to receive. I'm here to tell you that it's a new dawn. It's a new day. It is time for you to allow others to give to you. Allow others to give to you. Go ahead and receive. Okay? And then also what comes from the whole giving and receiving is that we are able to ask for what we want. When we ask for what we want and we receive, we have just blessed that person who was doing the giving. So allow that person to give to you. I like to tell my kids, don't block your blessings. If someone is trying to give to you for whatever reason, then allow them to give to you. Okay? Now I'm going to ask you to take the high road on this. So I'm not saying give you something bad or anything like that. Let's keep the high conscious thinking that if someone wants to give you a gift or money or something, a present, whatever they want to give to you, be gracious, say thank you for the gift, and receive. That keeps the energy flowing. So important. Alrighty. I'm Donna Whittington of Peace, Love, and Bliss Coaching. You can connect with me on Facebook. I have the Facebook page. It is Love Connections, LLC. You can also connect with me on my personal page. You can send me an email, Peace, Love, and Bliss peaceleandblisscoaching@gmail.com. I look forward to connecting with you. Send me an email on Facebook or to the Peace, Love, and Bliss Coaching, peaceloveandblisscoaching@gmail.com. Let's talk about it. Thank you.
Hi. Is there any area in your life where you know something greater is possible? I invite you to bring it up right now. And let's see what we can change. Expand out and turn the molecules 180 degrees. Flip it. And how do you do that? You just do it. Your being does it. Flip it. So bring it up, that energy, and flip it 180 degrees. Flip it again. And you can keep flipping it until you get a sense that it's shifted. So you don't have to figure it out. You just flip it. Okay? So bring up something different that you'd like to change or that you would like to create more space with. And flip it. You have an awareness. Whatever you receive, that is an awareness. You can keep flipping it. Flip it again. Till it gets lighter, or it opens up as to what you can choose that will change that for you. All right, so thank you very much, and your challenge is to flip. Flip it. Have fun. Namaste. Blessings.